This episode may be sexually descriptive, sexually explicit. Now, today I wanted to talk a bit about my summer on the level of sexuality, sex, and Grindr. So I'm going to backtrack just a little bit, right? And remind y'all that it was in April that I got back on Grindr. And it was a month before surgery of my explant removal. And an update on that too is that I'm a triple D. So I went from a G to triple D. And I'm really, really glad. It's amazing to be in my natural body as a human who's identifying as a trans woman with this amount of natural breast tissue. Okay, so hence the summer of love, really, that I'd like to title this episode. I have stayed on Grindr and having one of the best summers of my life as a transgender woman. I would say that it is being in touch with my body to the extent that I am. So there's no implants and it's my breast tissue. And then looking at my breast size and saying, wow, like there's really enough and a good amount of breast tissue that makes me feel feminine, that makes me feel sexy. But it all starts with me feeling that way. And I could feel that way with a B cup. You all know I was welcoming the B cup if that's what the universe was going to hand me after. But it appears that obviously, through the years, the HRT has done its work, the progesterone, the estradiol, everything, even the testosterone that I take as a cream to keep my penis functional, healthy, keep some testosterone in my body. So I can't say that all the men that I've met on Grindr are gung-ho and crazy about my breasts, but they're certainly attracted to the femininity that I possess. And it's my first time on Grindr specifying very much so what the aesthetics are that I'm looking for in the men that I want to get together with. This time around, it's been very, very specific, and I am not settling for anything less than juicy thighs, juicy butt, and a circumcised penis. And I have gotten the opportunity to meet men with amazing bodies. And with my sexual recovery plan / dating plan, I've been able to meet some really, really dynamic, very, very sexy, very, very interesting men. And it's been just a fabulous, fabulous summer and the best summer that I've had. Definitely calling it a summer of love. There's two individuals that I met that are new that we've stayed in touch. One of the men that I met, amazing body as a gymnast, and he was studying to be a public defender here in New York City as a lawyer. We met 3 times, and 2 times he came over, and the sex was amazing, and he's cute, and he's intelligent, and just everything was great. We really, really clicked. Great, great conversation. And so this person's name is Donovan. I'm sure he's not going to mind that I mention his name. And he was the first gentleman of recent that whose buttocks were just like, oh my God, the most tastiest thing. And he was a little shorter than me. And I don't know if you all remember on some of these videos a couple of years ago, I was talking about that I wanted to be a top. Like I really want to have an adorable bottom boyfriend who wants me to nurture him and cradle him and top him. You know, I kind of want to be like in control. I want to be a dom. I feel like a top. Some days you feel like a nut. Some days you don't. Joy has nuts. Mounds don't. But that's how I feel. I want to have this cute little bottom and just like cradle him and do him. Do me, baby, like I've never done before. Oh, do me, baby, till I just can't do no more. Oh, do me, baby, like I've never done before. So Donovan ended up being versatile, but very bottom leaning. I didn't get to penetrate him, but he did offer to do it, but I didn't do it. And that would have been my first time topping a guy as a trans woman, but I decided not to. But we definitely had a lot of great sex, and I totally, from head to toe, worshipped that body, and I caressed it and tried to make him as comfortable as possible. And I have to say, from a perspective of having body and gender dysphoria at a young age and feeling like such an ugly duckling for most of my life, up until maybe the time that I had my body contouring surgery, is when I started feeling like a human with a possibility of a strong gender expression, female. It's now that I get to appreciate my body, because my body feels correct for me and comfortable for me, that when I have sex with men, and it's always been like this, but now more so because I'm comfortable in my body so much, that I make love to men in a way I don't think most people can do. And I'm not trying to give myself a whole lot of credit here, but I think coming from such a low self-esteem, ugly duckling view of myself, that having this opportunity to have sex with men and these beautiful, beautiful, unadulterated bodies, in my way of thinking, like virgin bodies, they never destroyed their bodies from overeating and loose skin. Their bodies are just perfect to me, and have always been like, these are their bodies. They're men with their men bodies, male bodies, masculine bodies. And it's like they didn't have to pay money to look that way. They were born that way, and they never screwed it up by overeating and losing and gaining weight. And then they try to fix it. And you can never really fix a body 100%. It's not going to be 100% after all of those surgeries. Mine is not. There's little issues since of the surgery. This happened and that happened, but it's like 80% better. It's never going to be like a body that was never affected by overeating, loose skin, and then having surgery to repair the loose skin and tighten it back up. Like this summer, having sex with Donovan, who was 23, one of the youngest men I had sex with. He was okay with the age difference. I was okay with it because, I am. It was just amazing, amazing. And then a few weeks later, I meet another young man who was just beautiful, 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 and younger than Donovan, 21. And that was a little bit in the beginning, like, I don't know if I should go there, but he had a pic of just his face and he looked attractive. He was new to having sex with trans women, and I'm new to having sex still with men. I have not topped yet as a trans woman. I have not bottomed yet as a trans woman. No man has penetrated me. And I have not even ejaculated and climaxed yet with a man. It's not like I've had sex with a lot of men. I've been on plenty of dates, but not that each date leads to a sexual encounter on my sexual recovery plan. Just like Shrek, whose name starts with a J, Shrek J, has not penetrated me yet. He's wanted to from the beginning, but no. And then no other man either. And then the new guy, I'll call him Mr. J. Oh my God, even more attractive to me than Donovan, the 23-year-old. And it's not because they're 21. It's because he's new to the trans dating scene. He's not a pro. He doesn't have sex with femboys, cross-dressers, transsexuals, what else? Drag queens. No, he's only with trans women, right? And that's the kind of men that I will look to get to know and look to have sex with. The same thing with Sid, the gentleman from May, before I had my surgery. I believe Shrek 2 is the same way. Donovan was also cisgender women and trans women only. That's the way that I play. That's the way that I roll. That's how I operate. Those are the kind of men that I'm attracted to. Yeah, so right now there's a few men. I met with the gentleman who's 21. Met up with him a second time for sex on last Saturday, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And actually, I got to top him. And so I topped for the first time as a trans woman. Was it a total success? No. I noticed that once I put the condom on, like my penis was not happy. I would lose some of it and it wouldn't be really hard. And so then it would get hard again and I would run to get the condom and try on another one. And it would like, it's like, oh no, we don't want this. No. So I got to figure out what to do. I don't want to take Viagra. I never did that. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at alternatives to stay hard while keeping a condom on. So that has been my summer. Grindr, again, has been an excellent tool for me in meeting men, and I'm really grateful for that. Now, today, because it was such a summer of love, July was quite a few encounters. And then August started off with some new encounters too. That this is now mid-August, and I went to get tested today for STIs. You know, I'm always getting tested if I'm active. If I'm having any sex, by the end of the month, I'll definitely go and get tested. And today I'm talking to the person who's administering the testing and everything. And we started talking, and he let me know about Doxy Pep. And I didn't know that Doxy Pep was to help so the likelihood of infection with syphilis, gonorrhea, and chlamydia could be minimized. I didn't know that. I didn't know that with Doxy Pep. And like, because I've been so against PrEP, I'm like, look, no, I'm always going to wear a condom. I'm always going to wear a condom. I'm never not going to wear a condom. But, you know, I have oral sex, that mouth to penis, mouth to anus. And there's always that risk of the syphilis, gonorrhea, and chlamydia. And this summer, I was willing to take that risk with the three, the chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis. I believe tomorrow, I'm going to go back to the Department of Health building over there and have a walk-in and talk to a doctor there about starting to take Doxy Pep. What is it, 72 hours after contact? So I'm like, oh, that helps with like minimizing syphilis, gonorrhea, and chlamydia. I'm down. I'm down because I tell you that once I put it out to the universe this summer through Grindr, that is, and those are the kind of men I'm attracted to, they seem to be everywhere. I went out for an errand today. Well, all the time. But today was like back to back. There's one there, one there, one there. Like these beautiful men here in Midtown with these culos that are just the juiciest thing going on. I was like, oh my God, I think he has a better butt than the 21-year-old. I'm going to have that one. I feel I have a sexual recovery plan that allows me to vet pretty well and screen pretty well. And I'm going to go for it as long as I stick to my plan, that I get to go out on dates on the outside. We get to meet a few times, and that if I feel comfortable, then for me to invite them over. The gentleman that's 21, I'll call him Mr. J. Yeah, the first date that I had with him, we clicked. We talked about it, about him coming over. It's like, you know what? I feel comfortable with you. We were able to have a good conversation. It wasn't just like sex stuff. He was telling me about his career and what he's planning to do. And then he's working here and he's doing that and he lives here. And, you know, so it wasn't just like, yeah, let's go have sex. And that's it, you know, none of that. And so when he came this weekend, you know, I made sure that we sat here at the table for a few minutes to say, well, how was your week? How are things? How's your family? How's work? How's it going? And he was able to ask me the same questions. He just didn't sit there like a dud spud. You know, we had a nice little chit chat and then we got busy. Tu culito so lindo, un precioso fundillo. Qué cosa más rica. They're all smart. They all have jobs and work. None of them get high, no poppers, no alcohol, no drugs, just total organic lovemaking. They lay in the bed and let me just massage them and kiss them from head to toe and service them. I get to do my thing. I hope them feel real special and adored and cherished, because in reality, being sexually anorexic as I have been, getting a really attractive, sexy, sweet, safe person in this space in my bed with me, I do not take that for granted. I want to make sure that they're comfortable, and I want to make sure that I please them. I want to make sure that they walk away having a really good experience with me as a person. And so that's always my intention. And it comes really natural for me to nurture and caress and to adore them. I think they appreciate it. I think I'm good at it. I'm not good at topping. I'm not good at bottoming, but orally and touch-wise, that's really my game. Just making sure you're relaxed and comfortable is really what I do best. So I'm willing to explore being a bottom soon. And with the others, as far as topping, I'm willing to try again. And I might consider, Viagra. I hope I don't need that. But if I do need it, I'll look into it before starting to take that. And I'm just feeling really amazing as myself in my body as a transgender woman. And so I believe that's all I want to discuss today. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that as we end the summer that you have a good remaining time of your summer and that you take really good care of yourselves. As you all know, Trans Mama loves and adores you the way I love these men, honey. Let me kiss you from head to toe. This is the head. This is the middle of you. And this is the juicy bottom of you. Trans Mama always loves you. Take good care. Bye. Here's 3 more. Mwah, mwah,